and the rules of the House, and always in the interest of the sovereignty, integrity, solidarity, well-being, and prosperity of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That I will strive to preserve the fundamental objectives and directives principles of state policy contained in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And that I will abide by the Code of Conduct contained in the 5th Schedule to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God.
Mr. Speaker, if both of them are PDP members, they should swear by the holy books.
I think
So that we will be safe. If two of them are of the PDP, let them swear by the holy books.
Congratulations.
Osai, I'm not comfortable if both of them are PDP members. They should swear by their holy books. And come in at this hour. It's a balanced equation. Balanced equation. 50-50. Eh?
Can you make announcement? You have to get the leader first. Kabani conclusion. Respected colleagues, at the gallery we have Hillcrest School, Jos Plateau State. Yeah, welcome. Thank you. Also at the gallery we have Divine Model International Gifted Schools. Can you rise for recognition? Lastly, we have a unique international academy. On a sad note, I regret to announce the death of the former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Benjamin Shaka, who died on Wednesday 9 March 2022 at the Benue State University Teaching Hospital, Makodi. Burial arrangement will be communicated to the House later. Signed, Honorable Richard Bende, member representing Kasina Ala, Ukum Logo Federal Constituency. Colleagues, you may recall sometime last week, the Speaker announced to us of the movement of our clerk, Mr. Francis Chinedu, Akubeze to the Senate. Today, he will take a bow in line with our tradition, having served with us. Mr. Francis Chinedu Mbek, proceed to take a bow. Though not valedictory, I believe the Speaker, when he returns, a very good occasion will be organized for you. Maybe a sign of thought, maybe a valedictory, I don't know. It depends on what the leadership will think about having worked with you, and we'll enjoy working with you. We wish you the best of luck in your next place of assignment. Thank you very much. You're welcome. It's a pleasure that God will lead you and guide you and protect you. Thank you. Any member who has petition to present to the House may please rise to do so. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm Honorable Femi Adebanjo. I represent Alimosho Federal Constituency of Lake. I want to inform the National Assembly, especially the House of Representatives, concerning the masking of our faces coming to the chamber. For the past 2 months, I've not heard of any case of COVID in Nigeria or abroad. The masking privilege. Mr. Speaker, sir, the masking and the fact has been a very painful one. And the earlier, the better we relax the rules that compulsorily ask honorable members to wear the mask. If you look around, you can see how many people that are using the mask. It affects our respiratory system and our lungs. So there is no more COVID abroad. I prefer we relax the rules, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much.
Well, I don't know, you didn't cite a point of order. But I want to advise that as legislators, we are supposed to be complying with the rules set in the country, the Constitution, the Act. And it is by the leave of the House and by the grace of God that we have the NC, National Disease Control, and they are responsible for regulating our affairs and conduct. So it is not for the Speaker to rule on their own duty that has been assigned duly by the Act of the National Assembly. And I want to beg that we should continue to comply with the regulations set for our country and the world at large. Thank you very much. But we will note your own concern. And I thought, as you were speaking, I didn't see you remark, but I'm grateful that you have now won the marks. So your point of order is noted. Sorry. Yes, sir. Yeah, petition. Yes, sir. Kindly press the request, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My colleagues, my name is Mukhtar Ahmed, aka Morovia. I'm from the Center of Learning, Kaduna State, and I represent Kaduna South Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I have a number of petitions that I want to lay before the House today. Mr. Speaker, petition number 1 is from Aliyu Yunusa against Federal Road Safety Corps on the termination of his appointment and withholding of his benefits. Second petition, Mr. Speaker, is against the Nigerian Ajib Oil Company Limited on the plea by a community to intervene over the impunity, dehumanization, and extreme casualization and discrimination of labor practices by the Nigerian Ajib Oil Company. Mr. Speaker, the third petition is against Nesria on the issue of abuse of due process, celebration of corruption, and general administrative lapses. Mr. Speaker, the fourth petition is also against the Nigerian Army, the 72 Brigade of the Nigerian Army, Bank North Makodi, on demand for investigation and identification and punishment of culprits and payment of compensation to family of a victim. Finally, Mr. Speaker, is a complaint against non-payment of salary for 14 years by the Federal Ministry of Environment by Shehu Aliyu on behalf of himself and 15 others. With your permission, Mr. Speaker, I will lay the petitions before the House. Thank you.
You may go ahead and lay a petition. Any other petition? Colleagues, recall and announce to you the demise of our former Speaker of the House of Representatives. Can we please rise for 1 minute silence? His gentle soul rest in perfect peace. Thank you. Any member who has a matter of urgent public importance to present to the House may please ask to do so. Yes, Honorable Zondo.
Good morning, Right Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues. My name is Honorable Benjamin Bem Mzandu. I speak for the people of Makudi Guma. We are from Benue State. I'm also the Speaker of the Teaming Unemployed Youth of Nigeria. I rise this morning under Order 8-4 to bring a matter of urgent public importance on the very urgent need to stop the renewed and increasing terrorist attack and gruesome killings by armed herdsmen and banditry in Benue communities. I so move.
Seconder, Honorable Nalava. Point of order. Who's raising a point of order?
Withdrawn.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My highly respected colleagues, Abubakar Hassan Nelaraba is my name. I represent the good people of Awedo, Makiana Federal Constituency. And I represent the good people of Awedo, my federal constituency. I'm from Nasarawa State. Mr. Speaker, I want to take the leave of the House to address you from the seat here. I rise to second the motion ably moved by my dear brother, Honorable Zondo. I so second.
Those in favor of the motion that is urgent and that will suspend our rule to take it now, say aye. Against, say nay. That's it. Honorable Zondo, you can please go ahead and present the motion.
Benjamin, sir, Mr. Speaker. Sorry, Honorable Benjamin, a very great young man, agile and quite robust on the floor. I thought when Honorable Monguno was trying to call point of order, your order should have been calling Benjamin to order that on the floor of the House of Reps, no one can identify himself as the speaker. If you are the speaker of the unemployed youth, you can speak that outside. But when you are here, you address yourself something else, maybe ambassador, representatives, but don't address yourself as the speaker. We have one speaker on this floor at a time. Please. I concur with you. We will also speak for the unemployed, but outside. But when you want to address yourself here, don't. Mr. Speaker, that's my observation on a lighter mood.
Thank you. Your observation taken. That wasn't what he said in his own statement. And I want to believe that what is the leader of the House brought our attention to is very much in order. So that we'll be decorous in what we do, and we'll have a procedure as to what we should do in terms of how we should introduce our names and whatever. They are clearly spelled out. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Thank you, honorable colleagues. Thank you to the leader of the House as well for raising that observation. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I remain Honorable Benjamin Bem Zondu. I also represent the unemployed youth of Nigeria. Mr. Speaker.
From which constituency?
From the Nigerian constituency.
Well, please be guided. The Constitution recognizes constituencies in Nigeria, and that's why you are elected to come here. Please.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, the House notes the concern with the renewed and increasing terrorist attack and gruesome killings by armed herdsmen and bandits on Benue communities in Guma, Makudi, Gwe West, local government areas of the state. Aware that the early hours of Monday, 7th of March 2022, suspected armed herdsmen and bandits unleashed terror on Ahente community, Bagin in Nzoru Council Ward of Guma local government area of Benue State. Worried that 5 persons were gruesomely killed and several others sustained various degrees of injuries in the recent herdsmen and banditry attacks on the Ahente community of Nzoru. Also worried of another attack in the early hours of today, Thursday, the 10th day of March 2022, in Ye, in Uvi Council Ward of Guma local government area, killing 6 persons and injuring over 20 persons. Concerned that the suspicion and collusion of the connivance of the Nigerian Army and other security agencies in the attack, as an Army unit is said to be stationed at Teyode, a settlement of less than 5 kilometers from Ahente, where the invading herdsmen and bandits operated for more than 2 hours without any intervention from any security agency. Cognizance that the notice of proscription order as contained in the Federal Republic of Nigeria Official Gazette dated 29 September 2021, volume 108, on the activities of Yan Bidiga Group, Yan Tada Group, and other similar armed wielding groups in Nigeria are declared to be terrorists and illegal and in any part of Nigeria, especially in the northwest and in the north central region of Nigeria are prescribed pursuant to Section 1 and 2 of the Terrorism Prevention Act of 2011. Again, aware of the provision of the official gazette that any person or group of persons participating in any manner whatsoever in any form of activities involving or concerning the prescription of collective intentions or otherwise of groups referred to in paragraph 1 of this notice will be violating the provisions of the Terrorism Prevention Act of 2011 and liable to prosecution. Also conscious of the provision of Section 4(2)(b) of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, which guarantees the security and welfare of the people shall be the primary purpose of government, especially the federal government of Nigeria. I therefore move that this House resolve, 1, commiserate with the families that those who were killed in this dastard act and attack and observe a 1-minute silence in honor of the deceased. 2, urge the Nigerian Army, the Nigerian Police Force, and other security agencies to ensure enforcement of the proscription order as published in the Official Gazette, Volume 108 of November 2021, which declared the activities of bandits and such groups as acts of terrorism and illegal in any part of Nigeria, especially in the northwest and in the north central region of Nigeria, prescribed pursuant to Section 1(2) of the Terrorism Prevention Act of 2011. 3, mandate security agencies to rise up and stem the rising killing of innocent persons across Benue communities, especially those bordering Benue Nasarawa communities of Guma and Makudi local government area. Also urge the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, and the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs to send relief materials to the affected areas to assist the displaced persons. Mandate the Committee on Emergency and Disaster Preparedness and National Security to ensure compliance. I so move.
Seconded to the motion. Honorable Blessing. Is there a seat?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Princess Miriam Odinaka Onoha. I represent the people of Isi Alambano, Onimo, Okigwe Federal Constituency. I am from Imo State. I rise to second the motion of urgent public importance as ably moved by my colleague. I still second.
Colleagues, this is a very straight motion, and he has successfully explained himself. So I want to put the question. Those in favor of the motion say aye. Against say nay. That is have it. The business of the day is presentation of report of the ad hoc committee. Sorry. Thank you. Can we please rise for the 1-minute silence? May the soul of the peaceful departed rest in perfect peace. Respected colleagues, the business of the day is presentation of the report of the ad hoc committee on the need to intervene in the diplomatic row between Nigeria and United Arab Emirates, standing in the Honorable Yusuf Buba Yakub. Honorable board members recall the matter was referred to the committee on Tuesday, 16 November 2021. Honorable Yakub is invited to present the report.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm Yusuf Buba Yakub. I represent Gombe Hong Federal Constituency from Adamawa State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that the House do receive the report of the ad hoc committee on the need to intervene in diplomatic row between Nigeria and the United Arab Emirates, I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Benilar.
I represent Langtang North and South Federal Constituency. May I move to second this very important motion that this report be received by the House? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Against say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Buba, please go ahead and present a layer report. The first order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principle of people and act to repeal the Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers Act C9 Laws Federation Nigeria 2004 and provide for the establishment of Chartered Institute of Securities and Investment and Related Matters. Standing in the Honorable Babangida Ibrahim, all members will call the bill was read the first time on Tuesday, 22nd February 2022. I now invite Honorable Ibrahim to move that the bill be read the second time.
Be careful.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name remains Honorable Babangida Ibrahim. I'm representing Malimfashi Kafur Federal Constituency. I'm from Katsina State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I move a bill for an act to repeal the Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers Act, C9 Law of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and to provide for establishment of Chartered Institute of Security and Investment and for related matters. SB 1858 be read for the second time. I so move.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, and Ms. Boniface Merengwa. I join the good people of Ikwere, Imo Federal Constituency. I'm from River State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion that the bill for an act to repeal the Chartered Institute of Brokers and Laws of the Federation provided as moved by my colleague, be read for the second time. I so second, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Do I have to put the question or want to throw more light? Put the question. Those in favor that the bill be read second time to read the long title of the bill.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to repeal the Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers Act C9 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004 and provide for establishment of Chartered Institute of Securities and Investments and for related matters. Second reading.
Bill referred to Committee on Capital Market and Institutions. Respected colleagues, the second order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principle of a bill for an act to provide for the establishment of a National Public Safety Board and for related matters. Standing Honorable Gaza Jonathan Gbefi, all members will call that the bill was read the first time on Tuesday, 7 December 2021. I now invite Honorable Gbefi to move that the bill be read the second time.
Right Honorable Speaker, my esteemed colleagues, my name is Honorable Gaza Jonathan Gbefi, and I represent the people of Karu, Kefi, Asara State. I rise to present a motion for a bill for an act to provide for the establishment of the national.
Is that now, no, Shetima in the house.
Please, Honorable Marian, if you are the acting chief whip, you must learn to cheaply act very well. Call the house to order, please. Or you vacate that seat.
Honorable Sai, please go back to your seat.
Mr. Speaker,
Maintain
sir.
order.
Honorable colleagues, I am Lawan Shetima Ali, representing Bursari, Gaidam, Unusari Federal Constituency. I'm from Yobe State. I rise to second the motion ably moved by Honorable Gaza. I so second, sir.
Respected colleagues, the question now is the bill be read the second time. Those in favor say aye. Against say nay. That's have it. Clerk is invited to read the long title of the bill.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to provide for establishment of National Public Safety Board and for related matters. Second reading.
Bill referred to Committee on Safety Standards. Respected colleagues, the third order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principle of bill for an act to provide for the establishment of a National Center for Research and Production of Snake Vaccines, Kaltungo, and for related matters standing in the name of Honorable Karu Simon Elisha. Honorable members should recall that the bill was read the first time on Wednesday, 23rd February 2022, and now invite Honorable Elisha to move that the bill be read the second time. Yes, sir. You want to amend this law? Is it the point of order or you want to reward? But you have to allow you to move the motion first. Elisha, go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Karu Simon Elisha. I represent Kaltungo, Shongam Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move for a bill for an act to provide for the establishment of the National Center for Research and Production of Snake Vaccines in Kaltungo, Gombe State. Mr. Speaker, I so move.
Seconder. Yes, Honorable Pali.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Musa Mohammed Pali is my name, member representing Al-Kaleri, Kirfi Federal Constituency. I stand to second the motion ably moved by my honorable colleague. I so move. I so second.
I am bringing your. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues. Ordinarily, there is need to give and lend support to such a bill, but we have an existing law that does research in that field. Nigerian Institute of Pharmaceutical Research does a lot of those research in those key areas that can be able to take care of that. My own issue is that probably let's just step it down for today and align it with the laws. If he agrees with the laws, we leave it. But if he doesn't agree with the law, we probably ask him to step it down completely. But the Institute of Pharmaceutical Research does a lot of research for this country. I am aware that when I was in the committee on health services, we visited that institute very well, and I'm aware that they do such research, and the Act also incorporated that such research. So my suggestion, Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleague, let's just step it down for today.
Mr. Speaker.
And align with the law first.
Maybe before your intervention, I'm aware this bill now that has been transformed into a bill was first brought as a motion. And it was on the advice of the House, the leadership, that advised him to go and bring it into a form of a bill because you can't achieve what he wanted to achieve through motion. Secondly, this was given to us on notice. And I expect anybody who have a genuine, not to be speculative, you should have come up to say, okay, ABC are the reasons why you think we should either consider or not consider. But for now, it would not be fair to Honorable Simon if we ask him to step down this bill. If there's an institution responsible, because this is very specific, snake bite. If we have any in the country, it's maybe to amend to say, add the name Kaltungo on the long title, on the schedule, and that would have solved the problem. If we do not have, I will beg the House to allow his bill be ready the second time so that we can make progress. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am Uzoma Nkem Abonta. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Abia State. Mr. Speaker, I've been privileged to look at the bill. I share the sentiments canvassed therein, but I have a worry, genuine worry. The cost of running governance is daily increasing. Mr. Speaker, it's also a fact that the body alluded by Honorable Osai does.
Honorable Dahosa, go back to your seat. Approach the whip. Approach the acting whip, please.
It's also on record that the House will also take legislative notice. I repeat, that the House will take legislative notice that the functions being canvassed here is contained in that. He specifically, though, asked for snake bites in a particular area. Mr. Speaker, he's entitled to say, let us cushion or reduce the effect of snake bites on area on the ground perhaps that the Katungo is infested with snakes. But Mr. Speaker, we'll be setting a very dangerous precedent if we proceed. Mr. Speaker, if we have a board, from a school board, Mr. Am I protected? People should speak in silence. I don't know if I'm House Leader.
Chief Whip, please, call the House to order.
One House, please. One House.
Please.
Mr. Speaker,
Honorable Sada.
We are talking of...
One House.
We are talking of reducing cost of governance. Private venture, this bill says through. Private venture, the board is set. They will concentrate purely on snake bite and nothing. Perhaps we'll now amend pharmaceutical board thing to exclude snake. My worry is now, will somebody now, not from a size village, wake up and say, let there be a board for scorpion bite? And then, are we going to refuse? I'm of the opinion sincerely, legislatively, with all sorts of legislative duties, to expand the work contained in the physical board and fast track it by enlarging it. Also, Mr. Speaker, a department in this one school can be dedicated to snake because one, we need these vaccines. We can't run away from it. We need these vaccines. And snake, in recent time, had posed great dangers to us. In recent time, had posed great danger. So the intendment is very correct. The purpose is very correct. But procedurally, I should think that the pharmaceutical board should dedicate a whole desk to snake bite. Otherwise, we will be creating multiplicity, duplications that will...
Are you debating, Obonta? Are you debating?
I think this is what I've got started. And I want... Yes. It has been seconded, but I thought if we are going to debate, is to allow the person to lead the debate, because I want to beg. I want to beg that we do not need to. I want to beg. I say no. You are aware, and from here also I'm hearing the conversing that is going on, and I want to beg that we should allow our young ones to learn from us, so that they can also grow, improve on their own opportunities. It's important. We have done many establishment bills. I believe today will not be the last. Tomorrow we are going to face another one. Next tomorrow another one. And it will go on and on. We know part of the reasons. I want to beg. Thank you, Leader.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Adodogwa is my name, Mr. Speaker. Honorable members, I am from Kano State. Mr. Speaker, like you rightly said, I just rise to also urge my respected colleagues to please allow this bill to cross the second reading. Some of the likely reasonable observations raised by my brother, Honorable Nicholas Osai, and some other issues raised by Honorable Obonta are issues that we can rightly address at the committee level when the matter is referred to the committee level. That is why we have procedure step by step. I would like to also believe that the little information you have offered the House now, they are not sufficient enough to get out of course. I want you to please, for now, allow the bill get to the second reading, and you have other observations to make about it, then follow it up with the committee, at the committee level. And at the end of the committee engagements, I believe the committee will report all those things to the House for consideration. But at the moment, this bill should be allowed to pass the second reading. Please, in the name of Jesus.
Leader, thank you very much. And I think, Leader, I want to beg that there has been sufficient plea. Those in favor that the bill be raised to content say aye. Against say nay. There's have it. Clerk is invited to touch with it.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable
Ayes have it.
A bill for an act to provide for establishment of National Center for Research and Production of Snake Vaccines, Kaltungo, and for related matters. Second reading.
Bill referred to Committee on Health Institutions. Respected colleagues, the fourth order of the day is a motion on need to reconstruct Jamari runabout along Kano Bauchi Meduguri Expressway, standing now Honorable Bashir Obama Mashema, or Mashema is invited to move the motion. Before you move your motion, Honorable Bashir, I have an announcement from the Leader of the House. This is to inform the APC caucus of the House of Representatives that there will be a meeting with Senator Abulaya Adamu as per the National Assembly of the National Chairman on Tuesday, 15th March 2022 at the House of Representatives Conference Room 0.28. Signed, Right Honorable Alassane Adodogwa, Leader of the House of Representatives. Thank you.
My right honorable speaker, my respected colleagues, my name is Bashir Obama Shima. I represent the good people of Jamare, Itas, Gadao Federal Constituency. I'm from Bauchi State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move a motion on the urgent need to reconstruct Jamare Azare runabout along Kano Bauchi Meduguri Expressway. The House notes that security and welfare of citizens is the primary purpose of government. Also note, the Jama'are roundabout in both states links Yobe and Borno State, making it a very busy and essential route for the transportation of goods and services within and outside both states. Further note that in 2006, the federal government awarded a contract for dualization of 600-kilometer road in order to ease the movement of people and goods. Concern that lack of a well-constructed roundabout at Jama'are, which links to Adare, has resulted in incessant accident along the spot. Also concerned that the topography of the area around Jama'are roundabout is so low that motorists are unable to see the river ahead until it becomes too late to avert a disaster. Worried that the roundabout has led to incessant loss of lives as there are no road bumps or adequate signs to alert unsuspecting motorists. Cognizant of the need to find a lasting solution in order to save lives of commuters playing the Kano-Bauchi-Maiduguri road, especially around Jama'are. Result. Urge the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing to reconstruct the roundabout at Jama'are Azare along Kano-Bauchi-Maiduguri Expressway to avert further accidents and needless loss of life in the area. Mandate the Committee on Works to ensure compliance. Mr. Speaker, I so move. Thank you.
Seconda. Yes, my brother from Zamfara.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name remains Honorable Shehu Ahmed Esflani, member representing Marubungu Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, from Zamfara State. I welcome the motion raised by my colleague, as was called.
Answer. Respected colleagues, it's an infrastructure-related motion, so I now put the question. Those in favor of the motion say aye. Against say nay. Amendment? Honorable Ganiu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name is Abdul Ghani Johnson. I represent the good people of Oshodi Solo, Federal Constituency 2. I'm from Lagos. The amendment.
Honorable Ayila, please.
The amendment is on the proposed reconstruction of the roundabout. We should introduce as an addendum for that roundabout. The reason being that if it is not as an addendum to the main contract, most likely the problem they are having now will continue to persist because the contract will just be hanging on its own. You need to marry it to the existing contract. So the only way you can marry it to the existing contract is by treating it as an addendum. So thus, I'm suggesting that we just recount the prayer 1 to reflect as an addendum to the old contract, which is the Jamal Araze Azara, whatever.
Jama'are.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Yes. Barrister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable members. Kwamati Bitrus Laori, representing Numan Jamsalamude Federal Constituency, I second the amendment.
Honorable Babangida.
Are you sure Babangida is making those in favor of the amendment say aye. Against say nay. That's it. Those in favor of the motion as amended say aye. Against say nay. That's it. The fifth order of the day is a motion on call to encourage the importation and use of low energy consuming appliances, standing in the name of Honorable Rotimi Agusoye. Honorable Agusoye is invited to move the motion.
Honorable Agusoye just sent in a message this morning that he has been briefed and he will not be on the floor to take the motion. And therefore, I move that item number 5 on the order paper be stepped down by the leader of the House. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Motion stepped down by the leader of the House. Honorable Bashiru Anyela, can you please approach the chair? Honorable Bashiru Anyela. Not on the floor?
Mr. Speaker, it seems Honorable Bashir also is not on the floor. Accordingly, I also move that his motion be stepped down by the leader of the House.
So you are applying, because I have not called for it. You are applying that the motion stepped down?
Yes, I am applying, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Yes, motion stepped down by the leader of the House. Respected colleagues, the seventh order of the day is consideration of a bill for an act to amend the Psychiatric Hospital Management Board Act Cap P34 Laws of Federation Nigeria 2004 to establish Federal Psychiatric Hospital, Budo-Egba, Kwara State, provide legal framework for establishment of the psychiatric hospital to facilitate the training of specialist personnel at all levels, and for these matters, all members will recall that the bill was committed to the Committee of the Whole on Wednesday, 6 October 2021. The leader will move for his consideration.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My respected colleagues, members of the 9th House of Representatives, I remain Ado Dogwa, representing the good people of Tudunwada, Dogwa Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I am from Kano State. I rise to move as directed by the Speaker that a bill for an act to amend the Psychiatric Hospitals Management Board Act, Cap P34 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, to establish Federal Psychiatric Hospital, Budo-Egba, Kwara State, provide legal framework for establishment of a psychiatric hospital to facilitate the training of specialist personnel at all levels, and for related matters, HB 1593, a Senate bill be taken the second time. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I respectfully move.
Honorable Blessing. Honorable Blessing. You have the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I am Blessing Onyeche Onu, and I represent the good people of Otukpo Ohimini Federal Constituency. I am from Benue State. I rise to second the motion moved by my honorable colleague. I so second. Thank you.
Colleague.
Oh, my leader, the leader of the House.
I deliberately call you because in our rules, we are not supposed to be standing on the aisles. The leader, being leader of the House, as he was on the floor and he had the floor, I do not expect us to disrespect that provision. Please, let's take it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Please be guided. Honorable Blessing, will be guided. Please.
My leader, I remain loyal.
And today we have accorded you the position of acting whip to pamper you because of the affirmative action problem we had on the last day.
Noted, sir.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. That's it.
We are giving you acting whip.
The eighth order of the day, Wednesday, 9th March 2022, the leader will move for his consideration.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I rise to move as directed that a bill for an act to provide for the establishment of the National Center, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I beg your pardon. I rise as directed to move that a bill for an act to provide for the establishment of Federal College of Education, Mutumbiu, Taraba State, and for related matters, HB be taken for consideration at the Committee of the Whole. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I so move. Thank you.
Yes, sir. At the estimate there. Which office?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My respected colleagues, my name is Abdul Salam Gambo Mubarak. I represent Barigason Federal Constituency. I'm from Taraba State. Mr. Speaker, I stand to second the motion as moved by my leader. I so second.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Against say nay. The ayes have it. Leader, move that will resolve into Committee of the Whole to consider reports.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. I remain Ado Dogwa. Mr. Speaker, I represent Dogwa Tudumwada Federal Constituency. I rise to move that this House do resolve to the Committee of the Whole to consider reports. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I so move. Thank you.
Osai, you are asking for something. Do we have minority in the House still? Do we have minority still in the House? There are only 3. Okay. you can second.
Yeah, at least. Let me thank the distinguished speaker and distinguished honorable colleagues. I remain Honorable Osai Nicholas Osai, and I represent the Noko Okwani Federal Constituency of Delta State. I'm an Okwani man. I rise to second the motion, ably moved by one of the longest serving legislators of our empire, the leader of this great house. I so second.
Thank you. And because of that, that negotiation that we're doing with you to secure your ticket in APC, will do our best to give you ticket.
Yes.
Those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Against say nay. That's it.
Amendment, sir. With the amendment you made, with that amendment you made is part of his motion. We will secure you a ticket.
The House will have a dissolving committee to hold consider report. Johnson. Respected colleagues, the first bill to be considered for an act to amend the Psychiatric Hospital Management Board Act P34 Laws of Nigeria 2004 to establish Federal Psychiatric Hospital Budo Igba, Kwara State, provide legal framework for establishment of the psychiatric hospital to facilitate the training of specialist personnel at all levels. And for this matter, I now invite the leader to give the synopsis of the report.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Mr. Chairman, honorable members, I think if you allow me the leave of the House, Mr. Chairman, the 2 bills that are taken, the bill is a straightforward bill. Like I've earlier said, a Senate bill, and it's also an establishment bill. I want to believe that this honorable House, as the House of the Nigerian people, will have no quarrel whatsoever with a bill that seeks to establish an institution that will be in the overall interest of the people of Nigeria through the Senate. And going by our bicameral existence as a National Assembly, this bill coming from the Senate, I think must have undergone virtually all the procedures, legislative procedures, all checks and balances. I'm sure must have been done at that level. I therefore plead with honorable members to allow this procedure to go ahead without any hindrance. My respected colleagues and honorable Faleke on the other hand, I so beg.
I think the leader has so many eyes.
So he's seen beyond what is before him. But I would say for the benefit, the House has been doing a lot of job. Just some 2 days ago, we considered conference committee report. And I believe those who saw the conference committee report, the bill came from the House, the Senate, but at the end of the day, it was the amendment that we made here that 75% were carried at the conference level. It means then we are doing a lot of job. So it doesn't matter where the bill is coming from. All we try to put our eagle eye as much as possible so that we can do the best for the country. Thank you. So, clause 1. Clause 3. Clause 4. Clause 5. Clause 6. Clause 8. Goro. Speak in low tune to the leader when addressing the leader. Clause 9. On what do you have? I have 9. Go to page 8. Okay. Excuse me. Except if this is a conference report. What do you have? The middle column is what we was looking at. Yes. Thank you. So we have 9, got it? 10, 11. Explanatory memoranda. Long title. Colleagues, the next bill is for an act to provide for the establishment of Federal College of Education, Mutumbiu, Taraba State, and for related matters. Mutumbiu. Gasol. I believe under Gasol. Thank you. Clause 1. Clause 2. Clause 3. Sorry, leader. You know I'm very loyal. Thank you.
I was only trying to maybe give a little explanation to members that when they saw Mutimbiu being the location, it does not necessarily mean you have only 2 people there. There are a lot of people. There are not only 2 people there. There are a lot of people there, please. It's a big community, and they deserve to have this College of Education. Please.
Well, Mutimbiu is a very historical place. Ancient, the colonial masters, the missionaries had a base there, I believe with an air strip, good hospital. It used to serve the entirety part of the Southern Plateau and then Taraba State, I believe so. So it's not to us, like he said.
So members should not mistake
yep,
that this institution is going to be cited for only 2 people. It's not for only 2 people. It's for a big community.
Thank you. Clause 1, 2, 3, 4. Clause 6. Clause 7.
plus 12, 13, plus 14, plus 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, plus 22, plus 23, plus 24, plus 25. Schedules. Explanatory memoranda. Leader move that will revert to plenary to report. Sir. Okay, sir.
Which appeal?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. My name is still remain Honorable Babangida Ibrahim, representing Malimfashi Kafur Friends of Constituency. Mr. Chairman, we want to appeal to the leader of the House to do a follow-up on our concurrent in the Senate, which has been hanging for over 6 months. We've been attending to the concurrent of the Senate, but our concurrent in the Senate has been hanging for over 6 months. We want to appeal to the leader to do the follow-up for us, please.
Mr. Chairman, sir. Please, no, sir. You direct Babangida to pass that in writing through the clerk of the House of Reps. Is it?
Well, Honorable Goro, address the chair properly if you want to speak.
Mr. Chairman, please tell them to put in writing through the clerk of the House of Reps. This is an institution.
No, I want to beg. I wanted to offer an explanation. And the explanation, I wanted to offer an explanation. The explanation I'm giving, I think of recent, the Senate too are doing a lot in terms of our own concurrence. And do not forget, so that we will not put ourselves into a kind of conflict. At one point, we had to go into the conciliation as to the number of concurrence we have done and what they did. In fact, as of then, they were ahead of us. So, I think we should continue to do our best, while also synergizing with them to continuously do the best in the interest of our nation. Thank you. But however, we'll put the pressure so that some of our bills are hanging there could also be done. I appreciate the concern. And even before this consultation, I will tell you, I don't want to say what my comments were. I didn't like the approach of how we came into this consultation. I believe many members' bills are out there still hanging, which we have not attended to. All members are equal and important before us. This I want to mention. Thank you very much. Leader.
Sorry. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, honorable members. I rise to move that this House do revert to plenary to report progress. Mr. Chairman, honorable members, I so move.
Honorable Maki.
So, no, I don't know. There's a whip there. If you are seated, the position is that.
Thank you. Thank you, Chairman.
Monguno is very sensitive.
I'm grooming her for the 10th assembly.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for the protection. I'm still the acting whip, Maki. I have the protection of the chairman. My name is Honorable Princess Miriam Odinaka Onoha. I speak for the good people of Isi Alambano, Onimo, Okigwe Federal Constituency. I am from Imo State, the land of peace and hospitality. I rise to second the motion as ably moved by the leader of the House that the House do resolve back to plenary for further deliberations. I so second.
That's a gap. So she's learning. Those in favor of the motion say aye. Against say nay. That's a bit. Has decided to revert to plenary to report progress.
Honorable Maki Elema, you are called to order.
Respected colleagues, the House and the Committee of the Whole considered the report on a bill for an act to amend the Psychiatric Hospital Management Board Act, Cap P3 for Laws of Federation Nigeria 2004, to establish Federal Psychiatric Hospital, Budu Egba, Kwara State, provide legal framework for the establishment of psychiatric hospital to facilitate the training of hospitals personnel at all levels and for related matters, HB 1593, and approved clauses 1 to 11, the long title, the explanatory memoranda of the report. The House in the Committee of the Whole considered the report of the on a bill for an act to provide for the establishment of Federal College of Education, Mutumbiu, Taraba State, and for related matters, HB 1136, and approved clauses 1 to 25, the schedule, the long title, and the explanatory memoranda of the report. Leader, move for the adoption of the report.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable members, please. Honorable Garba Deti, please. Acting with, if you are acting, you must act very well. Mr. Chairman, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I rise to move that this House do adopt the report as read by the Speaker and the Chair of the Committee of the Whole. Thank you, and I so move.
My distinguished colleagues, I am Comrade Peter Onyozoje Akpatas in MNI. Wait, the house is noisy. Yes.
That they said I should welcome you.
Honorable colleague.
That's not the way to welcome me, sir.
No, they are saying that I should welcome you for the opposition, for the minority.
Mr. Speaker, I have not presented the report to you, so I don't think they need to welcome me at this point until I deliver the report. Mr. Speaker, I rise to support the second motion assembly moved by the Leader of the House. Mr. Speaker, I so second.
You say? I didn't hear you. I didn't hear him well.
Mr. Speaker, I said I am Comrade Peter Onyozoje Akpatas. I represent MNI. I represent the great people of Akoko Edo Federal Constituency. I am from the great Edo State. That I rise to second the motion for the adoption of the report of the Committee of the Whole as presented by the powerful Speaker of the House.
Answer
Mr.
no.
Speaker and my colleagues, I so second.
Answer no. Those in favor of the motion say aye. Against say nay. That's have it. Leader, move for the adjournment of the House.
Tuesday. Yes.
The date is coming. Don't worry. I have assured you of your own ticket. I told you that negotiation is on. Will not fail you.
Are you sure? Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my respected colleagues. While I thank members for their patience and discharge of their lawful responsibilities as lawmakers of this federation, Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that this House do adjourn till Tuesday, the 15th day of March 2022 by 11 a.m. in the morning. Mr. Speaker, I so move. Thank you.
Deputy Leader.
Once again, Mr. Speaker and my dear colleagues, I am Comrade Peter Onyozoje Akpatas in MNI, representative of Akoko Edo Federal Constituency. I am from Edo State. Mr. Speaker, I second the motion for the adoption for the adjournment of this House. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Before I put the question, I want to put a reminder to members of leadership, committee on downstream, upstream, aviation, of the scheduled meeting at 3 with GMD and other stakeholders in the aviation fuel sector at 3 prompt. Please take note. Those in favor of the motion say aye. Against say nay. The ayes have it. Adjourn to Tuesday next week, 11 a.m.